Welcome. This is Wayne with 36chambersfinancial.com, and this is my bi-weekly update on general subjects in business and the financial world. Today what we're going to talk about is banks. Everybody deals with banks and everybody probably is using a bank in some form or fashion. And then there are others who probably need to use a bank and don't. First, let's understand how banks work. Banks are supposed to be just a place for you to store your money. That's the purpose of a bank. You are banking your cash. Banks in the years that have preceded that have followed their original founding have become businesses. That's why I get involved. As banks have become businesses, they have morphed into something more than just having your money. Now let's understand how banks treat you as the customer. Badly. We'll just put it out there. As a customer to a bank, you are a customer. They treat you very badly. Let's start with the interest rate of what banks will give you for having your money in their facility. Less than 1%. That is the interest that you get on your money annually. Less than 1%. Who wants to put their money in a place where you're getting less than 1%? Who wants less than 1% on their money? You're saving it there. They're using your money to make money because they're a business, but they're only giving you 1% or less. Less than 1%. Some banks give you 0.02 or less than that. So what is the purpose of keeping your money in a bank? So let's look at the bank side of the house. That's your side. Let's look at the bank side. The bank takes your money, they invest your money, and they make money from your money. This is money that you will never see. This is money that you get no part of. They earn, let's be pessimistic and say 5-6% interest on your money by investing it. Yet they give you less than 1% for putting your money in their bank. They've become big business. So now, as a customer to a business, you need to understand how you should be using banks. Banks should be a place where your check comes, you put your money in there, you take it out. Why? Because other businesses have cooperated with banks and they have said that, hey, everything has to be direct deposit. So now before you even get your money, the bank is investing your money. They got it. They're investing it. You ask, how is that so? I get my money, I get my money the same night, and I can take it out the same night. No, that's not true. That's how it's simply worded. When your money is available. When your money is available to you. I made the money. You made the money. But you have to wait for your money to be available for you to use. So when is it actually available? You and I work for the same company. Yet your money is deposited in your bank 2 days before mine. Where did that come from? The bank has your money about a week in advance. Sometimes less, but usually about a week in advance. So they've had your money for 7 days and they make your money available to you at a certain time. Let's really think about that. They've had your money for days. In those days, they have invested your money or spent your money as they needed to. You got nothing from it. Any interest you earned is annually. They are making money on your money daily. And the interest you get is annually, and it is less than 1%. Now, I'm not saying banks are bad, because it's safer than having a paper check to go cash somewhere. It's safer than carrying around lots of money. But you have to understand that, like any business, you need to shop around for which bank you're going to use. You need to shop around for not how the bank holds your money, but the perks they give you to hold your money. If your bank offers mutual funds that they freely let you invest in, that's better than a savings account. If you invest $100 in a mutual fund and in one day get back 5%, that's rare, but it does happen. If you got back 5%, you have already made more money than your bank is going to give you in 10 years on that same $100. One day, you made the investment to make money, and your bank will not cover that for 10 years. It would take them to do something like that. Or it may never happen. Your bank may never come up with 5% on $100. That's no money. That's $5. If you held your money in a bank for a year, you are not getting $5, and they have made millions off your money. But like I said, banks are not all bad. It is a good place to cash your check. It is a good place to hold your money and pay your bills from. That's what you use banks for. They're using you, so you're as a equal partner in this agreement, should be using them as well. So, personally, I don't really keep any money in banks. My money is scattered all over the place. That goes back to that never keep all your eggs in one basket. But banks are useful. If I need to pay bills, I keep money I need to pay the bills for in a bank. Most banks offer free services to pay your bills with. Trust me, that is better than you paying your bill yourself. It's easy to keep track of, and the bank's computer system keeps it for years. So if you have any trouble with a credit card company, phone company, internet, you can always say, I paid this or didn't pay this, and there it is. So banks do have their worth, but you have to understand what they're doing and what you're able to do. Keeping $10,000 in a bank isn't worth it unless you're going to be spending that $10,000 the next day. This episode is about banks only, so I'm not getting into investing or anything like that, but understand that banks are business. And as a business, they are treating you like their customer when you're supposed to be their partner, because it's your money that they are making money off of. They are using your money to loan someone else money for their house. They're using your money to offer credit cards to people. That is a agreement between Visa and the bank. That is an agreement, between MasterCard and the bank. The bank makes money, MasterCard makes money. The bank makes money, Visa makes money. You aren't seeing any of this money. So when you put your money in a bank, you are investing in that bank, and you are getting nothing from it. Does that not seem wrong? That is an investment. You are giving them your money, and they are using it to make money. That's the definition of an investment. If I give T. Rowe Price my money to invest, they're going to invest it. I am giving the bank my money knowing that they're going to invest it. I'm seeing no profit from that. Less than 1%, that's not profit. And then we're not even talking about all the charges they may give you just for being at their bank. Let's go back to that again. They're using your money to invest, to make millions, and they're charging you monthly fees sometimes for you to keep your money in their bank. That's not for their operating costs. If your bank offers home loans, trust me, that is not for their operating costs. Not at all. They are making money hand over foot. Their CEOs and their boards are making money hand over foot. That is not just operating costs. So we have to think when we use these places. Most of them aren't even calling themselves banks anymore. Most of them are calling themselves institutions, non-profits. Some are just outright calling themselves business, but they are no longer banks. So you can no longer treat them like banks. You need to treat them like businesses. When you treat them like businesses, you expect something for your money. And expecting something for your money, you get something for your money because you demand what you deserve. And as you see, this affects all classes. Lower, middle, upper. But those in the upper echelon don't really keep their money in banks. They keep their money in stocks, bonds, investments, everywhere but banks. Businesses, because of the transaction they use, have to keep their money in banks. They deal with millions of dollars. Bank of America came out and said, more or less, that they didn't care about their customers. They cared about the businesses. And that's why they've had to change their practices over the last few years. Because when they came out and said that, enough people listened and was like, why should I put my money here when they don't care about it? Look at all the fees they charge. Banks really don't care about you as a customer until you've been with their bank so many years. That means they've been able to use your money to make a profit if you are banking at under $1,000. How many banks do you know of that say if you have less than $1,500 in the bank, we're going to charge you a monthly fee? If you're not using direct deposit, we're going to charge you a monthly fee. Look what they're doing. Listen to what they're telling you. They are really telling you, if you're not putting enough money in here that we can use it for our investments, we're going to charge you. If we don't see your money first with direct deposit and are able to invest it over a couple of days before we give it to you, make it available to you, we're going to charge you. And half the people don't even understand. Now let's talk about banks versus check cashing places. Check cashing places are a ripoff. Western Unions are a ripoff. All these places are a ripoff. Banks do that. I said before, banks aren't all bad, but you have to treat them like a business. Like you treat a business, you get a service, you ask for a service, you get a service. Banks have their own transfers. Banks do their own transfers. Banks handle their own money. All you have to have is a savings account to be able to cash a check at a bank. All you have to have is a savings account. Savings account, most banks don't do a background check. They don't do a credit lookup for a savings account. Open a savings account. Don't go to a check cashing place. A bank isn't going to charge you any percentage to cash your check because they're making money off of you. A check cashing place doesn't do investments, so they're charging you a percentage of your money that you work for. At least with a bank, you see all the money that you put in there. You came in with a $1,300 check, you got $1,300. With check cashing place, you come in with $1,300 check, you may bring back $1,200. They're going to charge you for it. It's a ripoff, people. Don't do it. Paying your bills. Don't go to these places that are going to charge you to pay your bills. Open a bank account to pay your bills with. This is how you use banks. This is what the banks are good for nowadays. They are advanced Western Unions. They are advanced check cashing places. And the fact that it is a mutual arrangement that they're using your money to invest and you're using them to not be charged all those ridiculous prices that these places want to charge. Now I understand. I'm keeping it to 15 minutes. I understand how I can drag out. I'm passionate about this, people. I'm passionate and giving you the knowledge you need to succeed out here, to raising up everyone from the lower to middle class of understanding what's going on in this financial world. Business is the source of everything in America. America is built around business. So each one of my segments is going to be is showing you and talking about what around business, whatever particular subject I'm talking about, how America is moving that. So I'm going to do a live broadcast 6th September. I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock. Once again, the 6th of September, I'm going to do a live broadcast at 8 o'clock. I want all y'all to come out. I want all y'all to ask your questions. Try to stay on subject that I have at the time. Or you can ask me anything, but I want you to try to keep it on the subject, because every time I do a live show, you can ask all the questions you want. Once again, Wayne Chambers with 36 Chambers Financial. Our toll-free number is 844-463-6151. Once again, that number is 844-463-6151. Call us. Our operating hours are from 9 to 7 daily, except for Sundays. We take the Lord's Day off. I want you all to have a blessed day and a good evening, and have good financial responsibility. See y'all later.